Hello, welcome to RevelatorAlf for another Harley talk live here on the channel. Sorry I'm a little bit delayed in coming online this evening. I was actually in the middle of doing something else, so unfortunately a little bit delayed coming through. But anyway, lots to discuss tonight. I'm going to give you some channel updates. So please join in the chat. I've got the chat already open here as well. If not, if you're going to watch it later, then just leave comments below. But always please like, share, subscribe. So leave those comments, as I say. Also check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. So lots of stuff to get through now. The other thing I wanted to talk about is the super chats. You'll see it on the ticker tape going through down there. The super chats, basically, I'm collecting money for charity as well. The 3 charities which are on the website link as well. So if you want to put forward a super chat, that'd be really great. And but otherwise, if you don't want to, there's no obligation to do that, of course. But as I say, that's what the ticker tape is there for. That's for the super chats, for raising money for good causes, good motorcycling causes, biker causes anyway. So lots going on in the channel right now. Lots going on in the motorcycling world. Good evening. Good evening, Gusto and Lane. How are you? Young man. Crikey, I haven't been called a young man in a long, long time. That's very kind of you. Thank you very much. How are you both doing? Really enjoyed our chat the other day. Check out Gusto and Lane's interview with me. I think I'm publishing it tomorrow, I believe. Yes, tomorrow. So really good to speak to you both. Anyway, so here, lots going on in the motorcycling world. We heard this week that Norton have gone under or gone into administration. Lots of rumours and speculation coming out about the mismanagement of the company, the way it was being dealt with customers and their orders, the way the bikes are run, whether they should have been given a stay of execution from the tax man, all that kind of stuff. Good evening, Lockie. Hello, how are you? Just went to Birmingham HD yesterday, and they're going to replace my Speedo under warranty. Seems like ongoing problem with S3. Yeah, there is. There's lots of issues there. I actually caught your post on Facebook, I believe, and somebody was saying you were lucky to get it under warranty because lots of people haven't got it changed. I'm sorry, I totally disagree with that. Actually, whilst that people may not change it under warranty, they're not fighting hard enough to get it changed. It is a warranty item. It has to be changed, and I'm glad you are getting it changed. It's a seal issue. It's basically a faulty seal. I think you said there's a little valve. There's a valve seal issue there as well. It's letting in moisture. Simple as that. But you're right. But it's not only with this Sport Glide as well. It's with a lot of other Softails. A lot of Street Bobs have also had the same issue with the little instrument module that they have on there as well. You just change them, and basically what will happen, it will take about 30 odd miles, 50 kilometers for the instrument module to sync up to the ECM. They'll re-register with each other, if you know what I mean. So don't be alarmed if they put it on and it's not reading your original mileage, because what happens, all that is stored in the ECM, and then after 50 kilometers or 30 odd miles, 31 miles I think it is, then they'll resync. The reason why they don't sync up straight away, because it allows for test riding or testing instrument modules. That's why. Yeah, 100% it's got to be replaced. Absolutely, I'm glad you do. Anyway, I hope you're doing well, pal. I hope you're doing well. You're in Birmingham, I believe, somewhere like that. When you first came on, when you first contacted me, you threw me a little bit, actually, because I used to go to school with a girl called Sally Gardner. I don't believe that's you. So there we go. But I don't think it's the same person. But anyway, there we go. But anyway, good that you're getting that resolved, and I assume everything else is going well. I also understand that you got a Saddleman's seat off somebody in Facebook as well. Yeah, really good place to get bargains off other people who are changing stuff up. So I'd always say that to people as well. Go into the groups, go into your owners groups, or people that motorcycle clubs or whatever it is, or hog groups if that's your thing, and all that kind of stuff, and ask around, and whatever, and on Facebook groups, whatever it is, just get to know people, get to know what they're buying and selling. People are upgrading. You can have their stuff off them as well, because most of the time it's still perfectly fine. It's just that they're not using it, you know. And let's face it, once you've changed something, even if you're retaining the parts, you're probably just going to put them up in storage anyway. So if they're still viable, then, you know, sell them on if you can, get some money back. Anyway, look, we're going to talk a little bit about Harley news. And please, I've got the Q&As coming up here as well. Ask any questions you want. Okay, you got it from Huddersfield. Like it, yeah. The £200 bargain, yeah. I'd say that is a bargain actually. For Saddam and Seat, I think they're what, 425, 450ish, something like that. I can't remember exactly what they are. First new price. But anyway, lots of questions. Ask them. I'm here to answer as many things as I can. There's lots of stuff going on the channel right now. You might have seen different changes, me interviewing different people from different channels from around the world. Got a lot more coming, hopefully. I've been putting out those feelers, and there's going to be a few interesting ones coming on. Going to be doing quite a few more motorcycle events. As I get around to them, I'm going to try and do a few live webcasts or YouTube live streams from a few of them as well. I'm also going to be going to the motorcycle show in London this month, in a couple of weeks. So I'm going to be doing a walk around video of that, and hopefully get to see some good bikes and good people. And if I come across people, you know, do a few videos with those, interview a few people. I'm actually going also to start doing a lot more videos. You might have seen from my video today that I published this afternoon, a lot more videos from specific Harley dealerships as well. What I want to try and do, I've got the okay now to film at a Harley dealership. We haven't kind of worked out exactly what I'm going to do with them, but the idea is that they, you know, ask for a few interviews. I'm going to be asking a few questions, and hopefully they'll have some answers to some regular questions that we all have. You know, what goes on behind the scenes? What do they do with, you know, you trade in bikes? What about warranties? The relationships that the dealerships have, who always get a bad reputation, a lot of the times, I should say. And what their relationship was with Harley. Do they feel that they're getting the support? I don't think they are getting the support a lot of the time from Harley Davidson. I think sometimes they feel like they're in the middle of, you know, a customer who was demanding, and they're also you know, the manufacturer who probably are not giving as much as they can. I guess so. In Lane, if you haven't got them yet, you should have a chat with Hippo Drones, Bick Mitchum, maybe Mr. Fish, the Chronicles of, some nice guys. Okay, well, please get them to get in touch with me as well. That'd be really cool. I will try and speak to those guys as well. But again, please, anybody who you feel that you want to may want to come on the channel, talk about bikes, talk about Harleys or whatever, or any kind of bike as well. There's going to be two types of shows, but essentially on the same playlist. It's called Oh My Harley. If you've seen them, you would have already seen it. But it's going to be Oh My Harley, or it's Oh My Motorbike, whichever you want to call. So yeah, by all means, get in touch with us via the website, RevelatorAlf.com. It's all there, links in the description, all that kind of stuff. But anyway, so there's yeah, so there's that, a lot more of that. I'm actually going to Guildford HD tomorrow morning. I'm meeting up with my mate Dave. Everybody needs a mate named Dave. And we're going to be recording Oh My Harley tomorrow morning as well. And then probably have a little walk around the dealership as well and talk about that. On Tuesday, I'm going to Reading Harley dealership. I'm going to have a little walk around there and talk to a few guys there as well. So lots of stuff coming out. I've got so many videos coming out. These are going to be additional videos coming out, and then hopefully when time for build up a nice relationship with the dealerships, with the management as well, with the people there. If they get used to me filming not only their events but also around the dealership as well, then hopefully it'll be some good content for you guys, some good information as well. Not only sort of technical stuff. I'm trying to do something away from technical stuff about Harleys, more about other questions that you might be asking as well. Maybe you should join Motor Special on Facebook. Some great guys in there, maybe good for your interviews. I'll give them a shout. Okay, that's great. Yeah, that's good. I've got to say, I'm not, you know, I do all this. I do all the, you know, the YouTube-y type stuff, and I've got all the presence on all the social medias, but I'm not great on social media, I must say. I'm not brilliant. Anyway, listen, I want to get on to a few things about Harley Davidson this week, because there's been a few changes, and there are ongoing changes, and a few questions that come in. I got a question earlier on from Jorg, I think his name is Jorg, and he was asking me about the Harley Davidson Thailand factory possibly producing motorcycles from around the world, to go around the world, and maybe not European motorcycles not coming from United States. The problem is this, that Harley Davidson as a company are going against what many people believe they should be doing, in that producing American motorcycles for the American market and for people abroad who want that American motorcycle and all that kind of saber rattling stuff. The problem is they're a company, so they have to deal with market forces, they have to deal with costs, they have to deal with all that kind of stuff, and they are going to try and produce motorcycles for the cheapest that they can, the most efficient method they can. You know, we want efficiency, we want cheap motorcycles, we want dealerships to not overcharge us and all that kind of stuff, but at the same time they want premium loading on producing these products as well. So we kind of can't have it both ways. What Harley Davidson have done this is not a new thing. They've had, you know, their factories in India that have been producing the street motorcycles for the foreign markets. They've had the Brazil factory. They've had assembly plants in Australia. I think they've got one as well. And they've also got the Thailand one. Now, the Thailand one is now earmarked to produce motorcycles for the Chinese market. That's not the 338, the small displacement Harley, which they've now gone into partnership with Zhejiang Chinese company, or whatever they're called, for the 338, which they're going to produce for the Chinese market and also possibly for the Indian market as well. That's something separate. This is going to be standard Harley products, motorcycles from Thailand, and they're going to be for the Chinese market. Now, they're also looking at possibly moving those motorcycles to the rest of the world, not to the United States, but to the rest of the world. The reason is this, purely for taxes, taxation, import taxes, tariffs. And basically, American motorcycles going to EU are being charged a lot. This is what Donald Trump has been harping on about for the last 2 or 3 years. All these tariffs, these tariff wars, right? So Harley Davidson realized that as a European market, it was basically bought 40,000 motorcycles the last year. If they're paying too much in import taxes and tariffs, they're not going to sell very many for very long. So they need to find a cheaper supply chain. So they're thinking, right, actually from Thailand, I should say, that tariff goes from 40%, 30%, I think it goes from the United States. It drops down to 6% from there. That's why you might get cheaper motorcycles. They've been made in Thailand, but they're exactly the same. The exact same, you know, processing, the exact same, you know, people talk about, oh, it's got to be American steel and all this kind of stuff. You know, let's be under no illusions. Whether your bike is being made, assembled, let's say, in Brazil, Thailand, you know, Australia, or in, you know, the plant in, you know, the United States, and the different plants make different things. You know, we've got the Kentucky one that's obviously closing down, moving all that production up to the York, Pennsylvania factory, which they're producing all the bikes, and obviously you've got the Milwaukee factory as well, producing different bits as well. It doesn't matter where the bike is assembled, actually, it's where the parts are produced, and most parts are now not produced in the United States. They're actually produced all over the world, and they're shipped in to the assembly line. Yes, of course, some are produced there. Now, perhaps that's why you're still getting inferior products sometimes. Maybe that's why you're getting lots of issues, as Lockie was saying, you know, with his Speedo as well. Lots of Speedo issues, or instrument module issues with the Softails. Maybe that's it. Maybe there's a reason there. But the shift in production to, you know, Harley are talking about a global project. That's what they're talking about. It's a global project, and it's the more roads to, or many roads, whatever they want to call it, to Harley Davidson. That's what it is. They're seeing by, you know, the next few years, they're shifting the majority, if not over half, but the majority of their sales are going to go from international sales and not from domestic American sales. You know, production is going to move elsewhere. They're going to look into produce American motorcycles, probably for the American market, but everywhere else is just going to get motorcycles. They're exactly the same, but you know, and then, you know, but the parts are going to come from all over the world. You know, I mean, that's not going to change. A lot of the dealerships are also looking at, they're starting to jump on this training riders, and also training, well, they've been doing this for a long time, of course, but more and more dealerships are going to take their hand into that. More and more dealerships are going to be getting involved in providing rider experiences, especially for new riders. And this is one of the big things that's come out of the latest sales figures from last year. So actually, as a company, they want to invest more time, more emphasis in not only attracting new riders to the Harley Davidson brand, but also keeping them as well, and also attracting brand new motorcycle riders to any brand. They don't want to bring them over to Harley and give them incentives to stay with Harley. The problem is that all motorcycles, not only of big displacement engines, are expensive affairs. You start talking about taxation and all this kind of stuff. Younger people don't really have the buying power to buy brand new motorcycles. You know, they've got everything else that they're having to pay for. You know, so really, it's only older people who are going to be able to go out and afford them. Now, most people nowadays are not really going out and buying a motorcycle outright. They're taking out some finance deals. The problem with finance deals is that any motorcycle, that if you don't have any credit history or any credit line, that you're not going to be able to take it out. You're going to be refused a credit. Hence why only older people, more established people, or like me, are going to be able to go and buy motorcycles. So it's still going to have the same kind of thing. Younger guys are either going to only be able to buy small displacement engines because of taxation and insurance costs and all that kind of stuff, and poor credit history, or they're going to have to buy second-hand. So the second-hand market will go well, but the brand new market won't. You know, so look, there's lots of talk right now, and I'm getting lots of comments. Lots of people contact me about on the comments, or also in emails as well, about the different warranties and the different finance arrangements. And I wasn't aware also that some, well, Harley Davidson as dealerships are also offering discounts on warranties, or special arrangements with warranties based upon whether you take out specific types of finance and for the length of finance as well. So that's something that, you know, lots of people might want to investigate a little further. And as I said to one chap on this week, always get a second opinion. If they've quoted you something, go again, speak to somebody different, maybe get them to revise that quote, maybe go to another Harley dealership, whatever. Also, it really depends on where you are in the world, of course. A couple of people have come to me this week and said, actually, just because the Harley warranty is there, that's what they want you to take out. Actually, it doesn't matter. You can get any old warranty from anywhere. Whereas, you know, some dealerships will say, no, you can't take another warranty, or you should never take another warranty because Harley won't honour that warranty. Well, I think these external warranties are not actual, they are independent warranties. Almost they're like insurance policies. You know, they're going to see what's wrong with the bike, whatever, and they're going to pay for it. You know, they'll pay for the work to be done. So that's, you know, that's it really. You know, the thing is, you know, how much you pay for a warranty, how much do you pay for extended warranty? I think all warranties are crap, to be honest with you. I think all warranties are, you know, should be a lot more than they are if you have faith in your product and all that kind of stuff. We can't understand why you can have work done to your bike within the first 60 days. That falls under warranty, but if you have it after 60 days, it doesn't fall under warranty. That makes no sense whatsoever. No sense. But there we, well, it makes sense to the company because they don't want to take that risk. They don't want to, you know, offset that risk. But as a customer, as an owner, it makes absolute rubbish anyway. Anyway, look, leave your comments below. Let us know if you've got any questions. you know, feel free to answer or ask away, and I'll get to you. Now, here's a few questions for you. So I'm doing a bit of research for future videos, and I want to know the following specifics. Okay, I haven't had time to research this, so I thought I'd make it a bit fun and ask you guys as well, so you can get involved. Right, so all the factories around the world. Okay, so we've got Brazil, India, Thailand, and obviously in the United States as well, and Australia as well. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing there, but can you tell me specifically which motorcycles are being produced at each individual factory and for which market they are being produced for? So the American factories, what are they, each one are they actually producing, and where are those motorcycles going? The same with every other factory as well. The Brazil, India, I know they're making the street bikes, and they're, you know, for global sales. They're not for American sales. So I know that's from India, and I know the Thailand bikes. The production is supposed to be earmarked purely for China, but I think that's changing as well. I know the 338 that are being produced in China is for China initially, and then it will be going to India perhaps to compete with their smaller bikes. But you know, so this is out to you guys. Let us know in the comments below afterwards, or email us in a whole list of all the bikes if you would, and let us know. I'll even, if I get a comprehensive list, I'll even put that up on the website, on the Harley Parley page as well, so anybody can always have a reference to it, or certainly timestamp it from February 2020 or something. Right now, these are what the bikes are being produced anyway. The other thing is about the live wire as well. Obviously, we know the live wire had a bit of a stuttering start because of the charging issue. We know lots more dealerships are starting to take those on. More and more orders are coming through. I mean, these are not going to be big sellers. We know that. You know, £30,000 or dollars or drachma or whatever it is. You know, it's a lot of money for a bike that has no range, essentially. But you know, also let's have some more details on that. Exactly where all the components are being produced for that, and how many are being sold, and you know, which markets are selling them most. That'd be interesting as well. So that's videos I'll be making in the future based on that. And so if you have any actual information. Now, interestingly, somebody, Gerald sent me an email the other day, and he said, did I realise that although the live wire had just been released, of course, that it actually featured in an Avengers film, The Age of Ultron, in 2015. And so it just goes to show how long it takes to get a bike from design, concept, pre-production, prototype, and then on to full production onto the shop floor, or the dealership floor, as it were. And yeah, it does. It takes a long time, many years. But actually, they first released the prototype in 2014. 2014 went to limited dealerships to try. There was some bit of media. People were allowed to ride them very initially. Or they was, I remember they did back in then 2014, they did a very limited tour of the United States where they were taking these bikes. You could ride them for about 5 minutes or so, just take them up the road, and people were going, "Wow, that's amazing!" You know. So, you know, they've been trying to get this live wire out for a long time. They're going to be using that information from the live wire to actually put that into new motorcycles as well. Electric is the one. Electric is the one. It's definitely coming, whether we like it or not. I think it's going to, you know, it's going to be a parallel sort of dimension for us, as it were, where, you know, with petrol-driven bikes and then electric bikes as well. But that's something, you know, that we've got to look forward to. I'm sure. I don't know whether live wire is going to be any kind of success. I don't know. I think they really want it to be. I'm not sure. I think they're going to have more success with the Pan American, the Bronx, if and when they ever come out. I mean, crikey, who knows? Who knows? But look, they're definitely trying. They are definitely trying, just checking the connection there, guys. There we are. They're definitely trying to put this live wire out, you know, and, you know, quite rightly so. They are trying to advertise it and get more dealerships involved. I think we've got the first, somebody said, it's Dave, who I'm actually meeting tomorrow at the Guildford dealership. He said there was a live wire in, or there might be a live wire in tomorrow at the dealership, but it's going off to Newmarket, I think, dealership. Now, I believe, now as it stands, and this is the same all over the globe as well with all dealerships, not all dealerships will be selling the live wire, or they might be selling the live wire, but they may not be servicing the live wire, or may not be the final one that you would buy the bike from and actually take it back for having any kind of servicing. Because there's quite a lot of investment. I think that's on the dealership. I'm not sure what the arrangement is, but I think the dealership themselves have to stump up the money to have all the servicing and all the specialist equipment and specialist training. So the dealerships around me, there's about 4 or 5 dealerships that come under one company here. So the company has just chosen one dealership, and I believe it's Guildford. But if you know more, let me know in the comments below or in the chat as well. And don't forget those super chats as well. If you want to, you know, donate to the charities as well, that'd be really good. But I think, you know, the Guildford is the one in this area for me, anyway, just to the west of London, where it's going to be a live wire centre, if you know what I mean, and that's where you do all your servicing of that thing, you know. But anyway, look, so the next few weeks, as I say, I'm going to be doing lots of videos in the dealerships in the area. Going to be talking about different bikes and different aspects to the bikes. And we're talking about salesmen. Going to be talking about accessories, all that kind of stuff. You know, I don't know. Are you the kind of person who wants to ride around, you know, dressed in Harley Davidson, you know, all over your back, all over your front, all over your head, all over your, wherever? You know, are you that kind of person, or are you the person who doesn't really want to wear that at all? Or maybe you want to mix and match. I don't know. I mean, it's not for me. I'm not really that kind of person myself. But it seems, according to the sales figures from last year, it seems that actually there's a downward trend of people buying all this stuff, all this, you know, Harley Davidson merchandise. I mean, it looks good. It looks good, you know, in terms of the way they got it laid out, and it looks, you know, it's a very fashion, you know, kind of look to it, isn't there? But you know, I'm not so sure that many people are still buying this sort of stuff. People are getting older. You know, the people who are into this kind of stuff are getting older. The younger generation coming through, well, you know, they're really cool and hip and trendy. And, you know, and people like me shouldn't be saying the word hip and trendy, I know, but, you know, they're into that kind of stuff, and they're probably looking at other types of motorcycle riding equipment that, you know, maybe looks better or makes them look a bit cooler. I don't know. I don't know all about these things. But anyway, so a lot more stuff to come. There's lots more stuff on the Softails, on the Sport Glides as well. More videos coming about those. A few more technical videos. I've cut down on the technical videos quite a bit, and all the mechanical videos, because it gets to a point where I'll end up breaking up the bike, you know, actually opening up an engine just for the sake of opening up an engine type thing. I mean, it could get that far, and which is fine. I got no issues with that, but you know, I'd rather just make a video as and when I need to make a video, just to show you something. So for the next month or so, there are technical videos coming out, but then there will be periodic ones. So what I'm doing, as I said, making lots of varied content about interviewing people, different things, talking about different motorcycling issues, but also about Harley issues as well. So you can see you're getting more of a rounded channel now for all you guys as well. So we're going to be looking at Softails and Sport Glides, of course. So looking at Taurus and the live wire a little bit more in the coming months. Obviously, the Pan America and the Bronx and the engines as well. When they come out, I'll be looking at that a little bit more. looking at the motorcycle shows and all the motorcycle events, rallies that I might go to, people that I might meet along the way. If I meet you, Ilana, or you recognise me for what, you know, if I'm out and about somewhere, you recognise me, you want to come and say hello, please come and say hello. You know, and if you want to appear on a video as well, let me know. Let me know. We'll you know, get in touch via the website, RevelatorAlf.com. Let me know that if you want to be interviewed or whatever, or you want to come and have a chat, something like this. You know, we can talk. You know, talk about your motorcycling experiences and what you like to do and your lifestyle and all that kind of good stuff. You know, that's anyway. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit more about the kind of the things that people really ask about. Lots of people are going to ask about specific bike issues, you know, how do I fix this or how do I do that? But also lots of people ask about things within dealerships or things within Harley Davidson, you know, so if I can give you more information on that, I will. But I say, you know, one of the big things about this here I wanted to put out to you guys is, where are the motorcycles made in the world, the Harley Davidson motorcycles specifically? Where are they made? Which factories are making which? There's going to be more videos about that specifically. I am researching that, getting lots of questions from lots of people, and the reason why you're going to hear all these different rumors, and it will change. It'll probably change from month to month or every 6 months or so. But the company are just going to be shifting production from one factory to another factory, which are producing the same bikes, but one factory will supply a particular market and the other factory won't. But as a company, it's still the same. It doesn't make any difference. It's just like one factory will produce bikes for a market, and then they might start producing bikes for another market. It depends on the taxation, it depends on the tariffs that they will produce as well. But anyway, so that's it. But if you know more information about that, let us know. If you know about any of the any other information, any other questions that you want to ask, say drop us an email at RevelatorAlf.com, and if you've got any stories about that, or anything you want to raise, any experiences that you've had with your dealerships, and this would be an interesting one, good or bad, let us know. I mean, that's a good thing to, you know, discuss. And let's not just limit it to Harley Davidson dealerships. Let's discuss, you know, about all dealerships, all motorcycle dealerships, you know, all over the world, what they like in India when you go buy a motorcycle, or in China, what's it like? In Germany, in, you know, Italy, you know, wherever, in Mexico, what's it like? How are you treated? You know, are you treated as if, you know, you're a prized customer, or are you treated with a bit of, you know, yeah, you know, don't really want your custom? You know, is it that kind of thing? You know, the regional differences, South Africa, Australia, whatever, Canada, wherever. Let's say in the United States, you know, if you're over there, what about from town, city to city, or from state to state? Does it change? Do you notice big changes, you know, out there? Let us know. Let us know. Anyway, right. So I do apologise for being late tonight on this, but I'd say I wanted to come out with a little bit of latest information, address a couple of questions that have been asked my way. Hope I've answered those a little bit. I think many people with Harley Davidson are reluctant to admit or acknowledge, maybe that's a better word, acknowledge that times are changing, that motorcycle trends are changing, motorcyclists are changing, you know, their wants, needs, desires, all that kind of stuff, their motorcycling experiences, they want different things from motorcycle experience. And Harley Davidson as a company, and not only Harley Davidson, every motorcycle company, every company, they have to move with the times. They have to change with the times. And I've said this time and time again about Harley, but all companies, they have to evolve to meet the future potential of that market. People won't like it. People won't like that Harley are producing bikes in different parts of the world, that a lot of the components, most of the components might be coming from other parts of the world. You know, your politicians won't like it. Your local people won't like it. But because fundamentally, what it can affect is local jobs, local people. But at the same time, you know, we'll be slating the company for producing substandard, you know, equipment, or they're not producing. Indian is better, and BMW is better, and Honda is better, and all this kind of stuff. You know, there's going to be a fine line. They're going to have to produce bikes that are better, cheaper, if they can, and they're going to have to find a way to do that. The only way they're going to do that really is find reducing their operating costs, and also produce bikes that are not subject to high import taxes. And I think that's what we're looking at. And I think as we all get older, the older riders are going to have less influence in it. The new, you know, the future of tomorrow's biking is with the children right now, is with the kids right now, as they're growing up, getting into motorcycling, if they want to get into motorcycling. That's it. You know, if they want to get their heads out of their iPads and out of their PlayStations or whatever, and actually get into something that's tangible and you know, get the wind in the hair and all that kind of stuff. If they want that kind of experience, that'll be the biggest hurdle. Get kids into that, riding bikes. If they do that, then what sort of bikes are they going to want to get? You know, we think that Harley should be this premium brand, but we've already seen a premium brand this week. Naught Motorcycles, yes, much smaller, hardly making any motorcycles at all, but they have that premium label and they've gone bust. And that's it. And young people were never going to buy that bike, and older people weren't really buying that bike because it's just really expensive. Same is of Harley Davidson. Less and less people are buying the bike because they're too expensive and associated with being old. Younger people, for the most part, they want something different. And I've said this for a long time. Harley Davidson need to start making small engine motorcycles again, like they have done in the past. You know, talk about the AMF years, which a lot of people hate, but they made small motorcycles. Talk about the Hummer years, which I just did a video on. And there's a video coming out about the AMF years and the Harley history and Harley engines and all that. So look out for those. But the reason why that they were successful in some cases, but not successful in other cases, but they were because they got young people into Harley Davidson name, and they got them into riding bikes with a Harley Davidson badge, and they got them riding small engine motorcycles. And then once they built up their enjoyment of it, their love of it, then they started to upgrade. They haven't done that for a long, long time. They've got an opportunity with the Chinese motorcycle, the 338, to enter a market. I think they're missing a trick here. I think they need to bring that bike, that small engine, and they need to make it available around the world. If they do that, they've got an opportunity of bringing young people into the Harley brand who can aspire to bigger and better things, if that's the way you want to look at it. You know, because us old folk, let's face it, and guys and gals who are older than me, let's say, well, we won't be riding for that much longer. You know, so you've got to find a way to get the kids, the millennials, into, you know, riding that stuff. And Harley are, you know, this many roads, this small roads program. Oh, excuse me. They are, see, look, it's even making me sneeze. They are looking at this. They are looking at different ways to do it. Whether it will be a success, who knows? Who knows? Whether it will be a success, who knows? Whether it'll be better abroad, whether or not. You know, you've got to look at the sales figures. Everywhere in the world, sales figures are down apart from Asia. Asia, they are seeing a slight rise. The company are acknowledging that actually they fully expected last year, this year, to be a drop in sales, and also 2020 there to be a drop in sales. Their projection is for 2021, 2022 for there to be the upturn in everything when they start getting those global sales up and running again, as they got these programs to keep and retain new riders. And I think if they're going to look at, you know, they've got the, you know, the 500, the 750, and the street whatever, I forgot what their engine sizes are, but if they get smaller, that 338, if they get that into the market, global market, Harley, listen to me, I know what you're talking about. You know, I know what I'm talking about. Get those smaller bikes onto the market, compete. Get the children, the grandchildren of existing Harley riders, get them onto the smaller bikes, because then you've got potential for bikes of the future and Harley customers of the future. If that's what you want, yeah, come to me. I'll give you all the strategy that you need. I tell you, I'll give you all the strategy you need. You don't need to go to Wall Street or anywhere like that. I'll let you know exactly what's what. I'm sure lots of people will disagree with me. Lots of people will say, no, you've got to stick with a premium brand and all that kind of stuff. That's fine. That's fine for people who are older, let's say, or who have lots of money, or who are financially viable to be able to afford it. But the fact is that young people, and it is a fact, it's not a myth, this is a fact, younger people do not have the financial clout, the financial ability to be able to just to go out and buy a brand new top of the range motorcycle. And if that's all you're producing, then the chances are you're not going to be able to compete. And if the bikes that you are producing at the lower end, the low displacement engines, are not competing with the competition, then you're in trouble as well. So that's why the street motorcycles have not been a great success, because they haven't been able to compete. They've got a lot of slating from existing Harley riders all over the place. They haven't been able to compete with riders of other motorcycles for other brands. That's why I think you need to go in smaller, more competitive, get that 338 on the market, bring it out there. Bring it out there. Bring it out to the rest of the world. Let's see how it can compete. You know, if that motorcycle is very much like a few small British motorcycles out there that were starting to make a few, inroads into the market, like CCM, Herald, that kind of thing, then I'll tell you what, that can do it. That can do it as well. Make a few variants of it. Make a little scrambler variant. Make a little tour of variants as well. Make a mini adventure bike variant as well. That's what you need to do. You know, if you have a little adventure bike variant that is similar to a Royal Enfield Himalayan or something like that, that's a variant. Let's go for something like a little scrambler that's very similar to a Caballero. Love those bikes. You have a Fantic Caballero, get those scrambler bikes. That's what a little scrambler should be. You know, old-fashioned, good fun. Just get out there. That's what Harley should be doing. You know, I'm not saying ditch the big bikes. No way am I saying that. But what I'm saying is, if they want to be a success, if you think that Harley Davidson should be producing these American motorcycles, then you've got to allow them to be a company that can evolve. And if you want your sons and daughters and grandchildren to carry on have the same kind of riding experiences that you've been able to have with these kind of motorcycles, the only way they're going to be able to do it is by getting into the market at a lower level. And that's it. As we've all done. We all started off with small bikes, and we, gradually built up, all for the most part, anyway. Anyway, listen, that's me ranting on as well. But I say, this live stream is a bit research as well. So leave those comments as well. Let us know what you think. Let us know about all the factories around the world, what bikes they're specifically producing. So there's lots more stuff coming out on the channel the next few weeks. I hope you're enjoying all the different variation, all the questions that I'm answering in the motorcycle confessionals as well. I'm still getting some interesting ones on sort of every couple of days as well. And maybe people are starting to send me joke ones. I don't know. I mean, it's quite interesting. It's for a bit of fun as well. But all the informational videos as well. Hope you're enjoying those. All the Harley ones. A lot more motor vlogs coming out as well. Been out filming every day. Or every other day as well, when the weather's been at least clear and dryish. But the roads are still crappy for the most part, so I haven't been able to get as much on-road motor vlogging type stuff as I would have liked, but obviously still making lots of videos from wherever I am at home, or in the man cave studio-ish, whatever it's called, or here in my little work office, whatever. But anyway, there's lots more videos. A couple more videos coming the next few days. So more interviews as well. Go check those out. Check all the links in the description as well. Please like, share, subscribe, and leave those comments. Check out on the website Harley Parley page and the resources page as well if you want extra information. Go check out the website for have a little mooch around. If you want to contact me, best thing to do, contact me via the website. It's really important. Because I try to keep up with all the comments. I try to answer all the comments as best I can, or give a a like or a little heart thingy type thing. But the best way, I keep on saying it, is to go via the emails. That's if you can do that, it will flash up and I can answer it there and then, or I can take a note of it and it will. And I can put that into a little Q&A session for later on. Anyway, but it's been great speaking to you all. Sorry to say it's been a little bit late on a Sunday night. I know it's it should have been coming out earlier, but I got sidetracked with other things. But anyway, bless you all. Keep on riding, and I'll catch you. I'll catch you very soon. I think maybe in the next live stream next Sunday, perhaps. Maybe in the week, but I'm trying to do at least one a week for you, to bring all sorts of different things. If you want me to talk about other stuff other than Harleys or whatever, then just let us know in the chat. Let us know in the emails as well. Just if there's questions that you want answering about any sort of stuff, any motorcycling events that you want to talk about, anything like that. If you want to know what sort of motorcycle events I want to go to, I'm going to go to. If you want to promote any motorcycle event, let us know, and I will put it onto my motorcycle events page on the website as well. So basically, it's just like a diary or a calendar, and people can go there and check out. Last year, I had the whole year mapped out full of events. This year, I haven't put any in yet, but I may go through one of the motorcycle magazines and upload a load. But essentially, it's there. It's there for people to advertise their own motorcycle event freely. I'm not charging for it or anything like that. Just send me the details of it and I'll put it up there for you. There's no problems at all. Right. Anyway, I'm out of here, guys. But it's been a pleasure talking to you all. Please like, share, subscribe, leave those comments below. Check out the website RevelatorAlf.com. And as I say, I am doing all this super chat stuff for charity as well. The charities, by the way, of National Bikers with a Disability, the British Biker Relief Foundation, and mental health charity as well, which I think is really important and largely overlooked in this country, in many countries as well. But mental health is a big thing, So I think we should look after that as well. But anyway, and catch you again. Ta-ra. And keep on watching the videos. Lots of videos. Keep on watching the playlists as well, because there's lots of stuff that I've done in the past, so you can go back and look at all that stuff as well. Right, catch you again.